at how tiny we are there. eBay reseller news now. I'm Primo Kimo. This is Arbitrage. This is Sonny Pro Key. This is important stuff. Keep your ears open and your eyes also open. Am I right? Yes. Thank you. Aloha, everybody. Look at this. Look what we wrote here right before we came on here. It's on the screen right now. You can try these other options if a buyer initiates a chargeback on eBay. Number 1, contact eBay and ask how to fight the chargeback. Number 2, take buyer to court. Number 3, send fake threat message to buyer. Number 4, make it clear that the item was not returned. And number 5, don't mention the not described part. Thank you.
I love this. Send a fake threat message to the buyer. That's hilarious. Aloha!
Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Monday. You made it through the weekend. It's better to make it through to Friday and then the weekend's coming up. But now you've made it through the weekend. You survived that. And I'm sure weekends are dangerous some places.
Does it feel like Monday
Feels
should
like Fun
already
Day.
be over right now?
It's totally Fun Day. Or perhaps Fly.
There was a lot
Done.
of YouTube
London.
activity this morning. I feel
Who was?
totally
We watched
wiped
Carl.
out.
We watched Carl. There's a bunch of people over on Carl's live. Carl, is that the first live you've done? Why haven't we seen a live
Yeah,
before?
how awesome was that?
Did we have we missed them before, or was that your live? And
he does premieres.
And if so, congratulations on.
It was really great, Carl.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Really did.
And also, we started off the weekend by not being here on Friday because we were going for a big pick, which ended up being absolutely nothing. But what we did enjoy was driving around with it. We thought we were going to drive somewhere and then have to do work and like toil and have to load our car and stuff. Ended up being a total failure. And it was sunny and beautiful, and we were just like in nature and then pokey.
Yeah, it was nice, I guess, suppose, just to get out and
just
drive and enjoy it. No, Miss Merritt.
No Miss Merritt today, but
Miss Maddie in the house. Hey, Kent.
I'm here to
around
make
us
friends
right
and
here.
chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum. That's right, everybody. You've got to. Did you do your J-Lo ablutions this weekend? Come on. What's up? Everybody you got to take care of yourself.
Stoic. Howdy. Aloha.
Aloha. Welcome to Monday. I'm trying to find. I rearranged everything and I couldn't find my Stay Perky button. I also saw James here was at the beginning of
He
that.
already pooped. I think he said
He's already pooped?
He took a dookie.
A number two-key, as we call him over here. Aloha, who's here? Shall we see?
Yeah. Let's
see. Can you not read that over there because it's in the
yeah,
light?
no, I can. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect right
So
there.
walk into the light, children. Kylie Debs is here. James is here. Paul Rose is here. Carl is here. Spam Banshee's here. Todd Silverhair Stacker. Larry or Todd. Which one's right? I have another friend, interestingly, who it's Frank Todd. He has two first names. So I was wondering, is Larry Todd two first names, or is it some other joke that I don't get? Because it's funny, when people have a last name of Todd, generally they have two first names. Because Todd is the first name. And if your last name is Todd, then your first name would also be a first name. And you have two first names. Congratulations on having two first names. I mean, you got to celebrate the small things.
Yes.
Gina's here, and Major Win is here, of course. And Stoic Kevin is here, Jovial Juggler.
Paul Rose, 6x6.
Husty's Emporium, and Biff Baffo's here. Did you say Biff Baffo already? Did you say Motorcycle Door? Aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
I'm super, super tired right now. Like, I'm not even awake.
And aloha to all of you that are watching but are not. Pokey's freaking out.
We just started taking
but are not in the chat.
We
Thanks
decided
for
we would
watching.
just do a little crystal meth and
Amy,
cocaine
did you say
before
Amy?
each of our shows. So we seem alive, but we're not.
It's just Todd. John from.
It's just Todd.
Do we start calling you just Todd?
Just Todd. Aw.
John from FAE started that crap about Larry Todd.
And what does it mean, even?
You guys have all of these inside jokes, and we're
No, John just came in. What did he say?
John,
It's just
flip it.
Todd. I
It's
coined
just Todd.
the name. What's it going? It's stuck. Sorry, Todd. But why?
Sorry,
What's it come from? We need to know like
where did the
background.
Larry part?
Were you just guessing at his name and you were like, yeah, it's like Larry or Todd or something? Like maybe that's what it is. Aloha, everybody. Thank you for being here. John's here. Wait.
Seriously, thanks.
Where's our thing?
Flipping ain't easy.
So sales have been continuing in the
Poo-poo platter.
fashion. However, since I'm not even going to talk about our initial store where we actually make our money on our good store. Let's just talk about our bad store. And oh no, I had to get rid of it.
Husty's
Wait, stay here.
Emporium
Keep talking for a
said,
second.
I am celebrating 2 small things, 2 sales today. You know what? 2 sales.
what you gotta do.
I would be thrilled with 2 sales.
We made 11 sales over the weekend, but I have to say, they weren't earth-shattering sales.
They weren't, but
half of them were from the Junk Drawer Empire store
our second store.
that we talked about on Wednesday, and we went through and changed like the prices on a dozen using crowd pricing sourcing, and we ended up selling like 6 items in these past days since last Wednesday. I don't know if there are people watching that bought them, but like the main things that we thought wouldn't, like, why aren't these selling, sold. And then we saw Josh actually did a Josh Golf. He did like a little it was kind of like a case study, yeah.
Oh.
A community post, yes. And he did a little case study on our Chinese Xinjiang dynasty, or not dynasty, period, what's it called? Cloisonne
ginger jar.
Ginger jar. Just a little thing. It's really actually like probably a like a tourist souvenir type thing from the 1950s. So it's actually nice tourist thing from the 1950s. And anyway, so he did a post, but then it
Axe
disappeared.
Monkey.
So I actually learned stuff from that post, and I want to thank him for that.
Oh my goodness!
But it wasn't sexy enough, maybe.
I'm so
What?
sorry.
Go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry to interrupt, but Axe Monkey bought our RC tray.
Axe
And
Monkey, aloha. Thank you.
Aloha, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thanks for the great deal. I'll be rolling in style. Love you. Love your show. Oh,
So
thank you so much.
by the way,
We
now we're
appreciate you.
gonna start to hawk some stuff to
That's so great.
our viewers, because that actually worked.
Well, we were wondering. We're like, is this a viewer that
we
got
thought
this?
it because we had talked about it, like these very specific things on the show, like 5 or 6
And
things,
that silver
and half of them sold.
Thunderbird.
Yeah, like the tin stamp
Yeah,
metal
that
Thunderbird thing
sold.
sold, and it was just about changing the prices a little lower. So taking off. So what we did, they've been on sale for like 2 months. So we took the 30% from the sale, just took it right off the top of the price, and then threw out 20% offers if somebody offered. So it would, from our inflated prices, it was 50% lower from our like inflated sale prices. So we did inflate our prices like intentionally by about 10% when I put on the 30% off sale. But then I kept like raising so I'd lower the prices a little bit each reset every day, every other day on the junk drawer store, and I would lower the prices. Then things they sold a little bit, and not even on the junk drawer store, on the other store. And then I just kind of got cocky, I think, and I started raising the price on every reset by 1% rather than lowering it. And I think we just priced ourselves right out of town. And then for like 2 weeks, we got no sales. And then we on Wednesday went, that's it. Threw down the gauntlet. Do we throw anything down? Don't throw down gauntlets, by the way, because those are like a bolo. A new sound effect. I made it myself. I made it myself. So I'm just saying that we had no views, purchases on Junk Drawer Empire, Axe Monkey, and somebody else and some other people bought stuff. And it looks like Axe Monkey actually came from social media, our performance here on the show.
That's so great.
So again, thank you so much. And also, it's just more of a sort of a sign. This morning we were talking on Carl's show, and Patricia posted that she does a lot of social media that really works on Patreon. What's the dumb one that has no purpose, but it does now because of this purpose? The social media site.
Pinterest?
Thank you. Pinterest and Instagram, she pushes people towards her Etsy store, and how that actually works. And in the future, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to dang
I feel like
that.
on Instagram, though, you already have to have a following, but I don't know how Pinterest works. Because I know...
Pinterest is the black hole of searches. So when
I know.
every search goes to Pinterest.
It used to be whenever I typed in anything, I'd be like, "Oh, look at that, that's neat," and it would lead me right to Pinterest.
Wait, I also see some other names on here. I see Kent Hamilton is here. I see Mike Gertis is here.
Hi guys.
I see WTF and Jen Anton.
What the what?
Aloha, everybody. Welcome to Monday.
Bonanza. But Axe Monkey is saying, I feel like I should send you the extra $8 because it looks way better than it looks online. Yeah, we felt the same way that the photos made it look a little worse than it really was. But whatever. I'd rather have somebody like surprised and happy that it looks better than the opposite.
Actually appreciate the feedback on that, because maybe that's something we should be thinking about, is that if our pictures, which are, by the way, awesome pictures, the best that we can get out of any specific situation, but maybe our lighting just isn't quite right, or maybe there's something missing.
But that one in particular, I did know. I recognized the fact that the pictures made it look a little worse than what it was.
I see bearded picker, Amy, the husband experience, and Anissa John Trader are all here. Aloha, welcome to...
I feel like my name was called by Romper Room.
And I see Jen, and I see Major, and I see Anissa. And you all guys have all... ever since we started doing this, like 7 or 8 months ago, I've wanted to get one of the, like a mirror, and take out the mirror and just have the frame, and then get like the psychedelic goo on the screen so it feels like we're going to wherever the bees on Romper Room. Romper Stomper. Stomper do.
So Stoic was asking about Saturday for people because he had a crappy Saturday. Hey, Jack!
Yes, Saturday was... that was just extra triple horn for Jack, because I want to support Jack. Saturday was nothing special, but I don't think we'd be able to tell, because it seemed to be pretty average, which is to say it sucked. So we had some sales. But like I said, it was like on the junk drawer where, I wanted to show you this. Okay. Wait, you talk for a second, because I need to concentrate. Very important that I show
Basket noodle supper. No.
Supper.
No, sup.
Hold on, traffic.
And I added purr.
I'm going to find traffic, and then I'm going to go over here. And we're going to go small. So we don't even show up in
Cornhusker
small.
Picker, aloha, good afternoon to you. Yeah, so we are in the process. I didn't realize how many items on our main store really are better suited for our second store. So I've been working on that.
Crappier stuff.
And it's pretty time consuming. We're
trying to use the theory of getting the average selling price more equal. So in one store, when it has high STR things, don't have low STR things on it, or not sell-through rate. I don't know which one I really care about.
Full-time Flippers podcast, aloha.
Or the average sale price. Well, both. So sell-through rate and average sale price, if they're slower, they move over to the second store. That way, when you're looking, look how tiny we are with black space. But so our good store has high sell-through rate, high ASP items, and our not as good store has low STR, low ASP items, therefore not detracting from each other, and hopefully working each store will increase our overall take from the bay. Thank you. You're welcome.
Well, WTF had a poop show Saturday.
Did we make it? No, it didn't work. Hold on. We got to try again.
Wait. Oh,
so close. I'm so close.
Major Wood was like, WTF, we got all excited in the first part of your statement, and then we were totally deflated in the second part. It's true.
Okay, so here's this. So you can see that on the junk drawer, and this I don't, I feel much more comfortable just showing all the numbers on this store because we're trying to build it up, and it's more fun to show it that way than to show our depressing store that we've worked so hard on and sucks. But you can see on here, right here, on the sales, how our sales went, how just and all the 0 days. Just we're not caring about that. I'm gonna have a little coffee.
Wait, in prior time period, what is the prior time period?
I think it was your mom's birthday. No, I don't know.
Your mama?
It's just this is a month, so it's in the previous. It's in the previous 30 days to whatever days these are.
Oh.
And so when you look at this is the last 30 days. This was not a high performing store, and we haven't neglected it. So,
but we're really putting some effort into it
since last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And look at what's happened since last Wednesday. On the first day of last Wednesday, boom, and there's activity on every single day. There's a little bit of promotion on this store. We're handling this store like sort of more like maybe eBay wants you to, the way you're supposed to, kind of. And then our other store, we're going to keep doing the nuclear reset, high ASP, STR items, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, the little bit of work on our junk drawer empire store has got some things moving. Mm-hmm. And they went to, at least one of the pieces went to an actual...
How awesome is that?
The person who watches our show, our show here, Axe Monkey. Okay.
A comment I wanted to mention from Biff. He's saying,
please do that. Let's mention comments.
He's saying, you want to go big? That
yes.
item specific.
We should have it where the words come on screen when we are talking about a comment.
I know that would be nice, huh? Item specific are always moving around lately. It's ridiculous to try to type into a moving target. I notice that all the time because I do all of the drafts and I'm totally noticing that. And not to mention that
what do I do?
Sometimes some of the item specifics are no longer even there. The ones that I had in our template or the ones that I used. I just realized that I do
like play with
toys
all day. You do the
customer service.
I do the customer service. I do the shipping. But mostly I just play with stuff and then get it ready for you to take pictures. So I just sit around playing with stuff all day.
But I've noticed
I play with myself all day. Is that right?
A lot of the stuff I'm moving from our main account.
Motorcycle dork. Totally. What? It looks like there's an extra finger there, but ultimately, yes, it does look like a devil horns right there.
It does.
Yeah. Totally. I noticed, and I was like, "What's that? Is that?" I actually looked at my hand, and I was like, "Wait, there's one extra finger in there, but so what? We'll just keep that rolling."
That's so
totally
great.
Agree.
But yeah, moving the stuff from our main store to the secondary store. I'm trying to fill in the same item specifics, and I'm realizing, wait, some of them aren't even there anymore as an option. It's so bizarre. It's just like, oh God.
And Basket Noodle's here too. Aloha, Basket Noodle! So we titled this thing. We titled this.
Liar Buyer.
Liar Buyer, Pants on Fire, because this is going back to the. That we've mentioned before, the only chargeback we've had recently. And it doesn't matter. eBay covered it. They told us they were covering it. No problem. You don't have anything to worry about. No matter what happens, we cover you. But that's not good enough for me. So the quick lowdown on the story is a CED is a video disc that usually are inside little containers. It's called a CED. It's called a video disc, right? Isn't that its actual name? Not a laser disc, but a video disc. So it's a CED. Anyway, I had some of these original from the team who created these things, and they're from 1973, and they're CED on one side and a vinyl record glued to the other side that had like congratulatory speech by the lead person on the development of the CED. And the other side was the very first CED ever created, and it had a 2 or 3 minute section of Lum Fong episode of Get Smart. And I had about 5 of these, and I sold them from like $500, and then they lowered down to $150. The last one went. And this person, his name on eBay is Ketonic Dude. He asked me when I first put them up there. He's like, "They're $500. It's a little too rich for my blood. Let me know when you're winding down or if they ever drop in price." And finally, I sold them over 6 months, and I got down to where I was going to offer him for $150. He bought one. He got it. It arrived to his house. He left me positive feedback about it arriving, and it was great. And then he did a chargeback on me. And we're like, well, it's on YouTube, right? He took a big chargeback dump on both of us.
Ryan!
And
Mike Seller.
Aloha, everybody. So he does the chargeback. eBay says, don't worry about it. We got you. But I call eBay, so I'm wasting their time, my time, everybody's time. And I call them and I say, but look, here's the little story. And I told him the story about how this guy he's filing a chargeback, but that's not right. And I'll tell you what my motivation is. It is that people are starting to do this. And hidden within the one of the articles on value add, no, it wasn't on it was on e-commerce bites. What was the title?
It was something about them buying. Do you want me to look?
No, what? Spit out the rest of it. Hurry. About them buying who? What? How? Go.
I don't know. You told me they were buying someone.
Thank you. Got it. I just picked it up. About the Goldman's, the card thing, PSA, putting it all together and having it be seamless with the cards being valuated and so forth. But within that article, it mentioned what did it mention? I need your help.
Fraud? I don't know.
Thank you.
I actually didn't read the article.
You're supposed to read the articles, so I don't have to.
You don't read the articles I send you.
I know. It's a one-way street, Toots. Come on. So the article read about that fraud for friendly fraud was up 42%. 2023 over 2022.
And what is friendly fraud?
Oh, let's look. Thank you for setting me up with this part. I appreciate it. Friendly fraud, also known as chargeback fraud, cyber shoplifting, or liar buyer fraud, is when customers file a credit card chargeback with their credit card company on a legitimate transaction instead of first trying to obtain a refund from the merchant. This can happen intentionally or inadvertently. And wait, does it say something even better? Friendly fraud, sometimes called chargebacks, when a cardholder identifies a purchase on the transaction statement as fraudulent and disputes it with it sparking the chargeback process. In actuality, though, they or someone else in their household may have made the purchase. So that is what is up 42% year over year, last year over the previous year. And this can't be good for us in any particular way. No,
and I've got to say that on a lot of the eBay group stuff that I'm on, and I read sellers saying, "Oh, how do I handle this? I just got a message from eBay. Customers doing a chargeback, filed a chargeback with their credit card company." So it is pretty common.
But there's nothing to handle because eBay is sending us information saying, we're going to handle it, no problem. There's nothing you have to do, even if they find against you. We're going to support you. And it turns out they actually, so cheers to eBay, by the way. There's probably some reason why they do it that benefits them more than it benefits us, but...
Well, they're the ones processing the credit card, so it really comes down on them.
It does. And I guess there's to fight the chargeback, you have to pay some sort of charge to fight it. So I don't know if they're just trying to avoid that, but they say that they don't make us pay that chargeback fee or whatever it is.
Or they'll refund you. So if it's found, well, right. eBay has
They don't care if it's found in our favor because in this particular case, they actually gave the guy his money back. The chargeback was given.
So as long as, according to eBay, they pretty much have your back. As long as you're selling...
Thank you, eBay.
The item that you sold was actually a physical item, and it fits into their their standards. It's not a restricted item. And as long as
if it's over
the item shows that it was delivered to the address that the buyer used when they made the original purchase, and there is delivery confirmation. Now, one important thing is if the item is worth $750 or more,
that's right.
You have to have signature required, and that would be some proof that you need to provide to eBay.
You tell them.
But for you though, what did Did eBay ask you for information?
No, they didn't want my information. In fact,
That's
they sounded
what's
annoyed
so
that I was
weird.
calling to tell them that this guy was a fraud. So it's totally self-preservatory, where I want to call eBay and tell them no, because basket noodle, come on. If there's a way to, they're going to attach this chargeback to my account. Whether or not it hurts me on the algorithm, who cares? I mean, it's like, it's going to be on my account. Let's say for no reason of my own, there are too many chargebacks on my account. I don't know why, just too many people are chargebacking on my account. They're going to limit at some way or form. They're going to hold it against us. Am I right? That seems like...
I mean, wait, what? You were applying to Basket Noodle?
No. Because he's a computer guy, and I'm like,
oh,
there's a way
you're
to
asking
mark
Basket
it. They
Noodle.
can say, no, it's not held against you. It's not put on your account, but it is.
So John is saying if a chargeback is filed against you and you lose, eBay will charge your account the $20 fee. However, a rep told me if it hasn't happened before, you can request it for this to be reimbursed as a courtesy. And yes, I was reading up on that, and it does say that eBay will likely refund you that chargeback fee.
Well, in our case, though,
Flipping ain't easy.
they told us immediately that we will not lose this, that we will not have to pay.
So I'm guessing in our scenario, they clearly saw it was delivered. They saw the customer left feedback. That's why we didn't have to provide them anything.
We didn't have to
eBay
do
didn't
anything.
ask us for a thing.
In fact, they were annoyed when I called to give them information. But the point being that how do I stop fraud? How do I stop it from running rampant if they won't even accept my information? They're like, no, we got you covered. And I'm like, I don't want you to cover me. I want to call the police. I want to pull this guy over. Pull over.
You're so funny.
I want him. I want to hurt him.
So yeah, I'm wondering. if eBay penalizes the buyer because clearly the buyer
do they
was
hold
lying.
it against this liar?
Yeah, we should actually look to
Liar
see if this
buyer?
person is still even on eBay.
He's
as
a liar buyer.
buyer.
Oh, he's on eBay.
But also, if eBay did take money from us, or if they didn't pay on our behalf to the credit card company, there are things you can do, and that is you can actually file a police report.
We could. You can actually call up to their jurisdiction and file a police report if you want.
But I guess if we technically aren't out our money, it's eBay that's out money, then do we not really have a leg to stand on? You can't contact and file,
well, I've done it before with those, like $5,000 chairs. So
yeah.
It may be money. It may be an amount.
6x6 is saying they had this happen and they removed the buyer's account.
Really? Well, you know what I should do at this point, because it was last week or a week before that we found out that the guy actually got his money, and he got the thing. Or did I may have already, because you can report buyers. I will double check and see if I didn't already report the buyer.
You did report the buyer.
Okay.
You blocked and reported.
So
it's just what a shame, because this person wasn't this person
he's a high-ranking,
well known in that
community, in the CED community. In fact, he runs like one of the big pages and everything, and he's a liar. And I I guess it's not my place in life to go teach everybody lessons, but I really, really wanna. I'm hankering for a spankering.
Ryan is saying that last year he had a frequent buyer that charged back every purchase they had made with him. However, eBay backed Ryan because I always upload tracking, and the guy had left feedback too. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much what
what
happened
about
to
the
us.
fraud? What about the
Right?
fraud?
How do they need to be held accountable? And
because eBay is taking the hit. That means eBay is aware of it. That means eBay is going to, their international shipping. When you ship there, they take care of all returns. I mean, there's a lot of money going out. I don't know why I feel so bad for eBay's bottom line, but I feel like if there's a way to keep eBay from getting hit by fraud, or shouldn't we try to? Because it does come back on us eventually somehow. And
John is saying that, I mean, it sort of makes sense because people are maxing out their cards, and it's they're trying to bring down their.
So I need everybody to be very honest, and I need raise of hands to everybody who is this unscrupulous. I know a few of you. I expect to see a few hands up in here who I believe this to be true. Let's see hands. Show of hands.
Of what?
Who will charge back stuff and just get free stuff because you're
Oh,
jerk?
stop.
I want to see one hand go up.
So, but, okay, and then...
I've never done a chargeback in my life. But if I needed to, I would. I'm not against them.
And Husty's Emporium, yeah. And then they charge us for the
Yes, that's right. They sell us for the protection. They need to make up more money because they're spending so much in fraud. They probably have insurance that covers up certain, but you've got premiums. Like everything comes down to they need more money in their bottom line. So if we can save them money, then they need to take less from us. I mean, is that math? Hold on, let me see. It seems like there's like some money and then it's not in my pocket and then it's somewhere else.
Well,
yeah,
it is
that's math.
It clearly is a form of shoplifting. But there is, like, MasterCard is trying to take some measures to help prevent this.
Did you know MasterCard is international? MasterCard.
Really?
Internet. So worldly, so welcome. It's welcome at more places than American Express,
And
if you can believe
this
that.
may be when AI actually...
What?
This may be something where we'll be happy about AI.
Friendly fraud. It's when fraud people come over to your house and hold your hand.
But yeah,
I'm Duke Nukem. I'm here for friendly
I don't know if they've
fraud.
already started implementing this, but they are going to start using AI to sort of understand someone's purchasing habits and maybe where the credit card was last used or where it usually is used, and take all of this into account to help dispute these chargeback
Ryan
cases.
raised his
And then
his
he's
pink hand
laughing.
there. He raised his pink
Little
hand.
jokester.
But yeah, but everyone agrees, that it's a, and the thing is that there's 300 million billion people in this country, and not all of us are the reason why we would find it so offensive is because we deal with it from the losing end of it. So that's why we think that way.
And
I mean, the actual purchasers, like, hey, I got over on the guy.
just total scumbags.
Yeah.
I think in the article I was reading on MasterCard's website, they were just saying how it's so expensive. It cost a lot of money to investigate all of these chargeback claims. That's why so many people get away with it. But that is also why MasterCard is introducing this AI.
Low-level larcenies. But all that does is make fraud, false fraud claims. So it hurts all of us when fraudsters, then AI comes in and has to learn all this stuff, and they burn they make it hard for legitimate business owners because we get caught in fake AI takedowns. So whether it's Veros or whatnot, it takes a while to get AI trained. And then once it is trained, is it going to work right? Who knows? But can I opt out of life, but still be alive? Can I go to the fourth dimension? Can I just sit in there? Do they pay you in the fourth dimension? Is there money in the fourth dimension? I don't know. I haven't thought this completely out. I haven't thought back, because I want to get the metal legs too, which will make me like a foot taller. I haven't thought that one out either.
Jen Atten is saying, my son had his bank card skimmed. The fraudsters emptied his account of $8,000 from midnight to 2 a.m. on a Saturday. 2 $800 cell phones, flower arrangements, senior dating website.
So we're talking. So okay, let me imagine this. This is like some senior citizen sitting down in Florida, just like somehow just like sucking the money off of your son's bank statement and just spreading it around as you would, buying flowers from some hot date, finding a hot date, then buying the flowers to send to the hot date. And then probably some cell phones to give to the hot date, so then you guys can each have a cell phone.
I know back in the day.
It seems actually like
back in the day, a common thing was for people that physically stole a credit card was to go to a gas station and see if it was
legit.
If it went through the gas station at the pump, then they would go and use it. And when I worked in retail, that happened, and I did a tug of war with someone over a stolen credit card, and they got the card from me, And
didn't you do one of these like wrestler slaps right on their head and knock them down?
I went like running after them, and then I was like, "What am I doing? Why am I putting my life at risk?"
That was you. You're all like, "Come back here."
And then the actual card holder called me a few days later and said, "Oh, I just wanted to say thank you." And then she said to me, "Did they look like they needed the merchandise?" And I was like, "Excuse me?"
I just risked my life.
They went and used your card at how many stores? I'm the one that caught it, and you're wondering if they really needed it? No, they look like major scumbags.
Why don't you ask for my address so you can come give me a foot massage, okay? That's what I'm talking about.
It was like she thought it would have been okay if they looked like they were in need of clothing.
Jovial Juggler says I should get some moon boots to increase my height. I have an original pair of Nordica moon boots upstairs in my super collection of like stuff that I don't need to have, but I do. Like full on moon boots that I think most of like some of the foam has crumbled, but the original moon boots made your feet sweat so bad because they were a plastic bag with like shoe around them.
I want some moon boots.
Yeah, they make your feet sweat.
Motorcycle Dork says, in my case, the trick would be on them. There's no money in my bank.
Take that.
Joke's on
you. You get nothing.
Hey, I like that. Yeah, I know. Seriously.
Joke's on you. We sell on eBay. There's nobody.
Paul Rose says there's a lot of scumbags in the world. Unfortunately, I can't sleep at night, and I'm honest. Yeah, no kidding.
And you can't sleep at night because you know that somewhere around the bend is one of the dishonest people just waiting to like pull the trip line or something. But
Stiff Waffle, steal my identity, please. Yeah, I sort of giggle thinking about that. I was like, yeah, you won't have much fun if you steal my identity. Oh, but
No.
if you steal Pokey's identity.
Little Pokelet. He's like the best little guy ever. Today he's been doing a series of, it's warmer out, and so he just turns into, it just like his skeleton just leaves. So he's a boneless chihuahua. You could just set him down on any shaped object and he'll just sort of form to it.
You remember that Far Side cartoon? It was the boneless chicken farm, and it was just a whole bunch of little chickens without any bones. They were just blobs.
I don't remember that.
Is
that in our book over there?
I love the Far Side.
The Far Side. We have in our master library. We have like the first 20 books of Garfield and then some of Far Side.
So Basket Noodle is saying, here's the problem. Big retailers don't sell counterfeit or hosed products. And, you know, that does bring up something because I now question everything I buy. Like I bought a pair of Vans off from eBay and, you know, they were for a good price. And the seller has a whole bunch of the same item, different sizes. And I just thought,
be like water.
I hope these are real.
Well, yes, and it does. It cheapens the brand. So counterfeit, you know, everything is bad. So the enshittification is a blanket. Like imagine Lofi as a giant blanket the size of the earth, and it just conforms to everything. The enshittification has arrived on every level. There's no way around it because China's going to stop producing products and smuggling them into the country. No. I'm going to tell the story about how fentanyl, like 10 years ago, you could order it from China, and they sent it through the U.S. mail, 2.2 pounds. I didn't buy it. I'm just saying that it was like a dark webby thing, but it was like legit. There was a guy who went down who ran something road, Silk Road, something road, and you could buy all the precursors to make like ecstasy and stuff, and he did end up going to jail forever, but for a really long time, years and years, you could buy all these precursor chemicals, make your own crap here. So when he went down, the next level people came up, and China just started sending 2.2 pounds of fentanyl to any U.S. address through the mail, and it cost, I believe, $1,000. And if it got caught by they advertised this right online. If it got caught by USPS, just give them a different address. They'll send you another one, no charge. So that's how fentanyl started here. Why did I mention that? Just to show you that it's all, the end is coming, and it's coming from China. That's all I got to say about that. Thank you. Don't feel bad.
Well, I was reading to somebody in one of my groups who is eBayer in Canada said that they sell authentic luxury goods and that it just is no point anymore because people are so afraid now to purchase anything pretty much online that isn't directly from the brand.
When in your head, though, plays with your heads, like, is it really worth it? So if somebody can make it,
know.
Is it like, why am I spending $2,000 on this?
Kent was saying, Kent said, yeah, made in China, but it's usually the same quality, right?
It could be the same
factory. I don't know
factory.
where that comment went.
Remember the story you were telling me about?
Yeah, it's all made in China, usually same level
your
of
cheap
goods.
friend who rooked her daughter by buying her fake
Oh, yeah,
Uggs?
Years ago, the first time I had ever even heard of buying fake stuff, a coworker bought Uggs off from DHgate, and they looked exactly like Uggs. They had the Ugg box, Ugg tissue in the box, and she got them for her daughter. Her daughter didn't even know.
It just didn't say Ugg in the
like in the description, the title on the website, it doesn't say Ugg. You know,
just
it probably
says
says sheepskin.
But when it
boots
comes
or
to you, it
something.
says Ugg on it.
Yeah, you know that you're. I don't know how that all works, but that was the first time I ever heard of any Chinese big website company. Now there's Temu, there's Shein, but
But then the pandemic happened, and you became a #1 buyer from Temu.
No, I did not.
Temu.
I've
Sorry,
never purchased
I'm sorry
anything.
for saying it wrong.
Dare you?
Sorry, I gotta find that now.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. There's still 27 packages of socks up there that are unopened.
Can you leave me alone?
I feel like I have to go get
It was
this.
only socks and sunglasses, and then I felt totally ashamed, and I deleted.
You can't wash that kind of shame off, though. You
app.
can't wash Temu's shame off.
I deleted the app after I started hearing more about Shein, and I don't know.
Kent Daigle, look up DHgate, Temu, AliExpress. Yeah, I mean it's and it's just
Yes, AliExpress. Yep.
I mean it's like we can't. There's nothing we can do about this. We can just elevate ourselves out of it. But yeah, I mean it feels like the zombie hands are always trying to pull us back down. Am I right?
But yeah, I can't imagine really
Other than that, everything's great. Yay!
Trying to resell any brand, especially luxury brand. I wouldn't even bother. I just wouldn't even trust that it's
not
real.
our game.
Even if
you have to focus on it. It has to be your game.
Even if I knew that it was authentic, I would still be like, it's not going to sell. People are going to think that it's fake. Then you send it into eBay for authentication, and then they're like, "Oh no, we're saying it's not real." And then
you get a ding on your account, and then that's like, "Wow, I don't even want to play this game anymore."
They're like, "Oh, this is just too hard. We can't really tell, so we're just gonna say it's not real, or it doesn't pass Vero because they can't figure it out."
I was just trying to jump ahead and read some actual comments from some actual people here, and I see a lot. Did you want to try?
Wait, Kent, are you being sarcastic? Thank God eBay has authentication for free, or are you actually being serious?
Well, it is free, right? So it's...
But it has to be like over $70.
$100 or $75 maybe, yeah. No, right. I mean, it's good that they have that. It's a necessity for them to have that, though. And then the question is, what would they do about it if they didn't have that?
So then
if they
I
didn't
was
have
like,
authentication, how could you control?
Okay, so sort of going back to these vans, which I'm fine with. I'm pretty sure they're real, but
those are legit vans.
They are. But then I thought, oh, somebody could get away with selling stuff that is just underneath the threshold to send it to authentication.
$99.99.
And they charge X amount for the item, but charge an obscene amount for the shipping just to avoid that threshold of somebody sending it in for authentication. That's like all that crap that was going through my head over just stupid van sneakers. Imagine if I was trying to buy like something like Louis Vuitton, I would be out of my mind.
UPS,
crazy.
USPS, and FedEx it's just more travel for them to get more money. No money. Moneymaker coming and going. Wait. Just see if you can grab onto any of those words that just kind of. Paul Rose says that's the workflow I need. Does Spam have a sister?
Oh,
she does actually. As a matter of fact, if you want to get yourself, you want more drama than you've ever experienced in your life. If you're ready to sign up, we've got a sister for you. It might be more than you signed up for.
She's already extremely busy. But yes.
She's extremely
we have, our workflow is not perfect though, even though there's two of us. I'm gonna, you want a smackdown right here?
We're going to the Thunderdome.
Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah, our workflow though could definitely use some improving.
We've picked it up and we've stacked it up, flipped it, and rubbed it down a little bit, and got it more.
Pick it, pack it.
It's what it is just more. So we've tried to, over the past year since the big meltdown last year, tried to stabilize our eBay business and get it to where it was before that. And look, we look at the money. Could be 40, 50, 60% down since last year, depending on how you look at it and when you look at it. Year over year, other things, not as much. All depends how you look at it, but it's bad. And then we tried to get it just so that it would just stabilize over the last year. And we did do that. So without putting a lot of effort into, because that was what was important to us, to make a business that would generate X number of dollars per month without a lot of extra effort. And what ended up happening over this last year is we've had to put in more effort, but we've been able to keep it stabilized.
Where's the tiny violin?
And then, it wasn't until this thing that just happened. Where is the violin? It wasn't until only a couple weeks ago that we've really had issues where it just went flat. So, expressing the same sentiment I had last year, where you look at your bar graph and it's like you're in this flat little serene bucolic countryside, maybe a little silo over there in a farmhouse, and in the back is all these huge buildings from when times used to be good. But anyway, we are making some efforts, and it's paying off immediately. We've seen the efforts pay off. Look how we're encouraging people to work harder. Work harder.
Work.
You have to work. Pay more promoted listings. Work harder.
Excuse me. Basket Noodle is saying this is a
Steam,
big problem. The only solution I've heard of is Aiden providing sellers merchant accounts. Wait, what?
Aiden. Adyen.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, and before that, Basket Noodle. Oh, you ruined it.
Oh, because I was looking up Aiden. Go ahead. Right there.
Basket Noodle was saying it's more than that. All caps. How do card franchises protect online retailers against friendly fraud without strengthening fraud sellers at, say, eBay?
Fintech. Perkyville. I see Perkyville.
Going on down to Perkyville.
Going on down to Perky.
Going on down to Perkyville. It's true though. That's the truth. Beep beep beep. Look over here. See if you can. That's the new stuff. This is the old stuff.
I don't think that's.
Yeah, this is all brand new.
Oh.
Major Win says, Kevin, how would you categorize a bodysuit in the eBay categories? We're seeing blouse and bodysuits are available in sleepwear and intimates, but I have one that is now sleepwear. This is important stuff. We would need to know that at some point in our lives. Is it a bodysuit or a body stocking, which are totally different things? Because I keep
legless.
my bodysuits and body stockings separate. They're separates. By the way, what's ladies' clothes when they call them separates? What's that mean? Does that mean like a top and bottom?
It's not a dress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't they call dresses one pieces?
Onesies.
Unseparates. The separations.
Why don't you start making some new eBay categories?
How about de-thawed? Is that a category that you love?
Oh, I mean, you're freezing it?
Yeah. Oh, don't ever say that around her. You're not safe. Like Junior High Book Report, nobody actually read the source material. That's true. I don't even know what that refers to. I'm going to tell you that's true. I'm just going to pass up on there's seems to be a lot of interest in the bodysuit concept, which brings up one thing to mind for me. If you're going to talk bodysuits, you might as well see one. And if you're working it right, you're about to pop out that chat. Yep. Here she goes, popping out the chat right there. See?
Lord.
Targeted.
And I don't think we read, but I don't even know if it's right here. But anyhow, John from FAE was saying that Todd, he felt like Todd seemed like a Larry, so he just started calling him Larry, right? I think that's what I read a while back.
That makes sense.
He looked like a Larry, or his hands looked like a Larry.
How do we even know what he looks like? He's a secret. He's a secret.
Oh, Paul Rose is saying, remember the word onesie is a Vero, just like Velcro is. Kleenex, what? Smiley face.
Don't use smiley.
Yeah.
Unless you want to go down to Vero Town. I rearranged all my noises.
Stay perky.
And I don't remember where any of them are now.
Oh, no.
What happens? But I did see, look at all these down here at the bottom. Those were on every page the same. Huh? Oh. So you could just go, you could do that. You could do a pause. You could do laughter. You can do a rim shot. If anybody ever had a sale again, you could cha-ching.
This is dreaming. This is our dream sound.
Yes.
Where's the
count
tape?
cha-chings.
The tape dispenser.
Oh, you always need everything that's difficult.
I'm so needy.
There it is.
Rim shot. Yes.
Yes, we do have that.
So Jack is saying, Primo, nothing like waiting for someone to respond back a second time so you can buy their 100 plus Spanish CDs for $10. Ask for address to go get, and they disappeared.
Ghosted.
Spanish CDs, Led Zeppelin.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Yeah, that would have been nice.
That was on Marketplace, was it?
That would have been a nice score. Is that his little...
You're elbowing his little noggin.
No, he is licking my elbow, and it tickles.
Oh, he's so joking.
He has a little tickle face. Look at him. Why is he being so cute? You're massaging his raisins.
Axe is saying, doesn't Forrest Gump own the smiley face patent?
Yeah, right. He wiped off his face with the mud.
Right.
But no, Smiley actually is. Have a nice day, I don't think is patented anymore, but...
Oh, you can just use happy face. I feel like it used to be called happy face anyhow, right? And then people started saying smiley
Full-time
face.
flipper back here to 127 about half hour ago almost now.
Yeah.
So they've had a few CC chargebacks over the years. And eBay said they had his bag, but did not.
Whoa.
That's bad.
That's not fair.
No, it's not. I mean, and I've had, the only other ones I've had were on PayPal. I don't think I've ever had, well, I've had one on eBay that we know of. Before that, only other ones were on PayPal. And I don't think I've ever had to pay somebody back through a chargeback ever. I mean, it's never like gone completed because they would have to be lying.
Ken is saying, hey, when are...
Thank you.
Well, Jack was saying that the Spanish CDs are better than Led Zeppelin. And then Ken is saying, hey, when are we doing another CD sorting?
You want to do another 5.5 hour CD sorting marathon? Sure, I can do that. I've only got one more sleeve of CDs to even sort through. And then I have to start reconditioning them. And then we have to start in on the 7,000 records. Because we're selling all this stuff. We don't need any of this
Sister Mary Elephant.
Yeah, we don't need any of this crap. This crepe crap.
Paul Rose was saying, and never had a chargeback so far. Oops, now I've said it. Seriously.
Check your emails right now. What? Aww. I just feel satisfied that I got some new sound effects.
Yeah. You've had a major win.
That's right.
High five for everybody.
It's a high five for everybody. Let's see. I got a fella got buckets of video discs. B Nude says he's a brick and mortar. Got to be millions, atop of millions of dollars. Of video discs. Video discs aren't worth that much. I mean, laser discs can come and go. Like they seem popularity wanes, but then certain ones are worth a lot of money. But these video discs are stupid. They because the players have some sort of a ruby tipped. They play like a record, so there's actual physical contact, and you have to replace the ruby tipped needle every once in a while on the CEDs, and those are the ones that are inside the little thing. But media, what's going to happen with media? You ask yourself. We're all selling media.
John Jones, greetings.
John Jones,
yes,
aloha.
That is a Vectrix. It's a Vectrix.
Yes, I like to think of this as my tribute to the 80s, to Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson's song, Black and White. Well, it's beige and white. Ebony and Ivory. Ebony.
Oh, awesome. Jack did hear
No,
back
Black
from
and
the
White
person.
is a song too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, come on. No, Black and White is Michael Jackson's song. No. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. You know that one?
Oh.
That's Michael Jackson. And then Ebony and Ivory is Paul McCartney's. But they were friends and they did each other's song. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong? Anyway, yeah, that's a Vectrex.
Wait, can you explain to me what is this?
Media, what's the deal with media?
Wait, and Kent was saying no more physical media.
Well, that's the good time to... Well, okay, so 3 or 4 years ago when DVDs were dying, or 2 or 3 years ago, you still could... If you went to a... You can go buy DVDs by the truckload right now. But at some point, they're going to start to come back. You know, maybe not DVDs.
Man in the Mirror.
Man in the Mirror. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yay. Looking at the man in the mirror. You can change your ways. No, Black and White's a different song than that.
Oh, The Girl Is Mine. The Girl Is Mine?
The Girl Is Mine, maybe?
That's what Biff is saying.
Well, this is more important than anything else we're talking about. So let me just check out lyrics.
Google it.
Michael Jackson. Black or white. I think this is a timely discussion. It's Black or White is the name of the song. Michael Jackson, Black or White.
Oh, you're black, you're white.
That
sounds
right.
Perfect, right?
No, it doesn't sound right at all.
But
it's George Wendt and Macaulay Culkin are up in this video.
Oh.
And then Michael Jackson says, this doesn't sound right. So verse 1 says, Michael Jackson, I took my baby on a Saturday bang. Boy, is that you with you? Is that girl with you? Yes, we're one and the same. This isn't
now I
well.
believe in miracles.
It don't matter if you're black or white. Who? That's it. Thank you. So this is, the song's called Black or White.
Denda Cordipo a while back was saying that their mom and pop grocer has signs about that scheme at the register about chargebacks, I guess.
I don't like the chargeback thing. But what's the is it just a fintech thing? Is it just financial reality it's just cost of doing business? So eBay, it's all a write-off to eBay, so they don't care. But no matter what, it comes back on us resellers somehow. We're the ones who get bit. Wait, okay, so words are being
Jovial.
said. Okay, we've got Man in the Mirror. It's a Long Sunset. The Girl Is Mine. People are just Billie Jean. Just throw out the names. We know it's eventually going to hit it at some point.
6x6.
Media is like poor great aunt Lucille, both dead but still haunting me.
Do you say aunt or aunt?
Well, if you're from America, you say aunt because we're Americans. But some these hoity-toities up here in New England, they're like aunt.
Aunt.
Well, Californians say aunt. The Californians. We say aunt.
Oh, Biff was like, what was the question? Basket Noodle, just last week, ShopSafe was brought up in the Washington, D.C. Can you move that big, huge pointer finger?
Can you guys see the size
of
my
pointer
finger?
fingers instead of the pointer sisters. Talks about American intellectual property protection. They want ShopSafe passed before year's end.
Yes, they do.
Which eBay is trying to help sellers, though. I mean, they've been sending people to Washington on a seller's behalf, saying how much it's going to, have a negative impact on sellers or resellers. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say that it's just such a mixed bag, like the Main Street thing where it doesn't seem like it's actually going to benefit us at all. But sometimes you've got to do stuff and it's going to hurt just because eventually at the end you'll make it through and things will be better. But I'm not sure I buy that story anymore because of the things we've been through in the past year. So I'm going to cry. Hold on. Wait, I have to go.
Well, eBay is forced.
Can you just pat me on the back to make me feel better? Thank you. I didn't do anything. This is just to make me feel better.
eBay is enforcing what they have to because, right. I mean, we're feeling it, but they would be likely getting sued by all of these brands if eBay didn't enforce stuff. Wait, Tactical Z. Hi.
Aloha.
Tactical Z. Aloha. Ant. Tactical Z says ant. That ant. That ant. That ant. That ant. That ant. Jovial Juggler. Yes, we checked out Jive Bunny. Thank you.
Yes, we did.
It's really great.
We didn't realize how. I do remember the first song because it's like it was remixing like back in the 80s. So, and what was super crazy was that this was Wednesday or last Monday or Wednesday, and it was the day we were doing the CD thing, Thursday. So Thursday, we did a members only live chat that ended up not being members only, and everybody could watch it, and you should watch it if you want to. But it was 5.5 hours, and I thought it would just be like an hour, and I just kept going till I got through most of my CDs. And so, as we talked about them, I'm forgetting my train of thought.
Jovial, Jive Bunny.
Yes. So I was going through all the different and showing all the different songs, and WTF was saying it's amazing, that somebody might like Nitzer Ebb and the Smiths and rap all in the same. But obviously I love music, but I love all kinds of music. Except particularly, some of the new country. I don't like that so much, but some of it I do like, so that's weird. But anyway, the point being that I forgot it again. Go again, one more time.
80s. Wait, Jive.
Jive Bunny. So now there's a new kind of musical group called
genre. You mean or
no? The group.
Do you know?
No, yes, you do. It's Postmodern Jukebox, Postmodern Headache, and Postmodern Jukebox does rebuilding of all the old songs, but not just mixing. They actually sing them with the band. So that's what it reminded me of. First, you did Jovial Bunny, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of Postmodern Jukebox. And Postmodern Jukebox put out a song on Thursday. They put out the Smiths' "There's a Light That Never Goes Out" that I was singing poorly on Thursday, and that was just an amazing coincidence. And I don't have any. I'm gonna stop talking now and just mic drop. Thank you. Good night.
Major Win was saying Josh has been missing in today's YouTube videos.
He's probably busy.
And Paul Rose was like, he's probably actually working on like a slackers / addicts.
Did you notice that you're supposed to be back there working today, but you're not back there?
Yeah, you begged me to be up here.
I know. I like it when she's up here. I like her
I wanted to be working.
Big face right up here with a big smile. Makes me feel better. Thanks. That's why I married you.
Look at him.
That's why I married him. Hi, Paul.
He's a good boy.
Can you see his face?
Oh, that's his little nose. Boink, boink, boink,
He's
boink.
just
Honk, honk, honk.
completely boneless. He's boneless.
It's actually pretty hot. We're like in the 80s today.
Char sui.
So basket noodle. What's actually needed yesterday is a huge social media campaign targeting federal senators against the ShopSafe Act. That act will wipe out just buckets of sellers. I think it will.
I mean,
It's going to.
It does seem like there's. It does seem. Well. Yeah.
I mean, we aren't in.
If we're fighting a war, it's not. I don't think it's going to wipe me out.
I don't think it's.
But I don't feel.
I don't think it's going
good
to
about people that will wipe out.
affect sellers that sell like vintage stuff. I think
Clothing
it's really
sellers.
more for like new goods that people are reselling.
Or current even. New and current.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it will definitely. It's definitely aimed at clothing luxury good or clothing sellers, right? For the not totally, but perfume. It's aimed at Macy's stuff you buy at Macy's. I'm trying to think of a way to. So it's clothing, it's perfume, it's Vero stuff, but that Vero stuff is mostly stuff you put on your body, right? Is it not?
Yeah.
Shoes, clothing, hats.
Well, and makeup.
Perfume, makeup.
Yeah.
It's all personal stuff. Like they're not going after. Well, at least I don't see them.
Well, they probably will. Like iPhone. I mean,
So
technology.
Atari's a company. Atari's a company right now. I don't forget who owns them. Maybe Midway owns them right now. But they put out a new console. They were selling it. Whatever. Are they going to come out and stop people from selling old Ataris? That's all I need to know.
No. Well, Benny is agreeing and saying, yes, it's sellers that sell new in-packaged items that you can currently get at retail. Because people shoplift and steal. And
yes. So it has there is a practical reason behind it.
I saw on one of the eBay groups, somebody said, I own a business and I think that someone is stealing my product and selling it on eBay. How can I see if this is really the case? You know, and people are like, well, you would have to purchase something, but under someone else's account, have someone purchase something. But, you know, it's just people are stealing so much and reselling it.
But why not put a secret code, marked cards, put like on your items, put a little dot on there.
If
so
it's
you can
electronics,
see it.
do you have serial numbers, documented
No,
somewhere?
I mean like a piece of, like a pen on the actual packaging, right where it is, but somebody else might not notice it. And then look at their pictures. If you see the dot, call the police. Pull it over. Pull over. Pull over. Ooh, we need that. I like that. Roger, we have a 10%.
Paul Rose, basket noodle. I mainly sell collectibles and memorabilia, so hopefully it wouldn't affect.
Don't touch.
Much.
We're not going to touch us.
I know that's what we're hoping.
We're going to be sitting over here just watching all the.
But that stuff is becoming harder and harder to source, though. That's
where
the
do you
only
buy
thing,
it?
right?
The only place to buy that kind of stuff is from other people who are older than you, because it's off the street for the most part.
But we're now coming up
street.
to being the next
We're the old
generation.
people.
That's the oldest generation.
Well, we're sitting on the hordes. So the only people we can buy collectible vintage Star Wars, you can't go to a garage sale and buy Star Wars figures for the most part. You have to go to the guy who bought all the Star Wars figures at the garage sales over the past 10 years and is now selling it for like $15,000. So there's no more in the wild collectibles like that. Not
no, because everyone's a freaking
Everybody's
reseller
on a reseller now, right? So maybe if we lose a couple, am I right, Marty?
Everyone's a freaking reseller now, Marty. Basket noodle.
Watch Ozark.
Here's the problem. Law exists against counterfeiting. Global pursuit needs to happen. In no way does ShopSafe stop the problem.
It doesn't stop the problem.
And then, I think he follows up one of two. If Ralphie sells counterfeits now, he's suspended. How does ShopSafe later? Any curve?
That's 2 of 2.
Yeah.
You have to read the.
I already did.
I have to connect them with glue.
Benny Benny is saying the companies want sellers to buy directly from them or their authorized distributors, but that costs thousands of dollars to purchase units directly from brands or their authorized distributors. And then Basket is saying, yes, spot on.
Okay,
100%.
now let me just put it this way. You're a business, you make a pile of crap, and you're like, it's Primo's perfect pile of nothing, Play-Doh.
A poo-poo platter.
A poo-poo platter. And so I want to sell that, and I want to sell it to who I want to sell it to. I don't want to freely sell it to everybody. I want to sell it to people who I trust, people who I think will present my product, my poo-poo platter, on the world market the way I want it presented. I don't want it being sold in crap stores. I get to decide where my crappy product is sold, right? So in that respect, I do think that it's fair for companies who go out and put out a product to be able to have some control over where their product is sold. Now, once it's decommissioned, once it's taken out of the plastic, or once it's got the tags taken off of it, I don't think there should be any control over secondary reselling of products. There should just not be any. You can't. No. But for the first initial brand new goods coming from supplier, I toil. My brain breaks on this because I'm like, you should absolutely have control over there as a company. And you should be able to, if you want to charge $14 million for somebody to be an authorized dealer, I think you can choose to do that in the free market economy.
Well, a lot of the companies too, they have like suggested retail prices. They want you to sell.
MSRP.
And there was a YouTuber that I got caught up in one day, and he got hit a load of, I think it was like boat parts or something. And the manufacturer ended up having him taken down from eBay, but then he was able to talk to the manufacturer. And the manufacturer said, hey, as long as you are selling the discontinued stuff only, and you're selling it at what our suggested retail prices are, then you're good. We'll approve it, and you know, we'll let eBay know. And everything ended up working out for him. And I may have filled in some blanks that are correct.
Some frog DNA?
Yeah. Squirt, fraud, DNA. Benny Stratton was saying, yep, all those retail arbitrage YouTubers about 10 to 15 years ago, they're no longer on YouTube because they all got suspended because they were not going through the proper channels to get their inventory.
I mean, you've got to have control over your supply chain. I mean, and so I just don't fault buyers for that. I fault, who do you fault?
Well, you know what's interesting is that I'm totally naive, and I didn't really realize that I am naive.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that just people like
Donnie,
us,
you're out of your element.
totally out of my element, can buy a whole bunch of stuff that was on sale at, a drugstore and then resell it on Amazon. And now that I'm aware of that, it makes me not really want to buy stuff on Amazon. I don't know why, but
there's a little bit. So
I'm not getting this from like an official.
There's a little bit of like
authorized seller
of like I don't want my my goods to be sitting on a disgusting table. Like you're picturing who just bought this at Arbitrage. Are they sitting there smoking cigarettes over my my face mask?
Well,
Is it something like that? It's something like you don't know.
I mean,
I'm sorry for any of those of you out there who at this very moment are sitting there smoking over something. I didn't mean to bring you into this, but it's where has my product been? It comes out of the butthole of the factory that it was made in, right? So it squirts it out, goes onto a truck. It sits on a pallet.
Bing, 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 bing.
It sits on a pallet, and I feel good about that, right? And then it goes to a store, and it's sitting in this fragrant, nice store. It's all like heated, and I don't know. I have this like thought process of when I purchase something, the path it's been on, and if that path happens to deviate and goes somewhere weird, I don't know. I seem to think about that.
Yeah.
Do you?
Any
of y'all think about that? Is that a crazy thought?
I don't know what I really
I don't want my Joey bag of donuts sitting down in Bearded's warehouse for
I
like
have
2 months.
bought lotion off from
my Kool-Aid.
I bought face lotion from Amazon, and now I'm like, ooh. One, was it even legitimate and real? And two, did it even come from like an authorized seller?
Doesn't matter though.
Well, authorized through the manufacturer.
Does it?
And I'm like, right,
It doesn't matter unless...
my face didn't like melt off, so I guess it was fine.
But remember that time you put toothpaste on your nose for the zit?
Yeah, don't ever do that.
Was that the biggest mistake you've ever made in your life?
That was insane.
It was during the pandemic and we didn't have any...
No, it was not during the pandemic.
So I was giving you a reason why we couldn't find zit cream. And you were like, this is white. I'll just put it on my nose. And it ate like half your nose off.
Years ago, somebody was like, oh,
we had to have dog nose
somebody was like,
installed.
Oh, yeah. Toothpaste is good to put on a zit. And I had remembered that. And God,
she just listened.
The one time my memory actually remembered something, I wish my memory had failed. And I was like, oh, so I had a zit. And we were like going to an event or something like a couple days later. And I was like, oh, I'm going to put some toothpaste on this. And it was right on the tip of my nose. And I still have a scar from it. I am not lying.
If there's one thing we can do for you right now, it's a public
eating disease on my nose.
Service announcement.
It ate away at my skin. Like, people were like, oh my God, did you just get a really bad sunburn? Layers of my skin disintegrated. It was like flesh eating disease. Do not ever.
Yeah. We're going to teach you something today. And I feel really confident that this is something that we have taught you. Don't do that. Do not do that. You're welcome. And I see Josh down here pointing out that today's Canadians have the day off to celebrate Queen Victoria's birthday. Or is it...
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
Or is it Hayfro's birthday too? But yay to the Queen and to Hayfro.
Biff Boffo zit remedy.
Don't do it.
It was more like remove your whole face remedy.
It did remove the zit. And like all the skin around it.
It was bad. It was really bad.
It was shocking. It was shocking.
Oh,
but we're not doctors.
Ryan's like, what the hell toothpaste was that? Right, it was just like a Colgate, but I was like, right
Colgate.
Now,
had whitening.
But now these toothpaste have like, whatever whitener or gingivitis this and all this crap in it, and I'm guessing that's like what made it happen. But still, even if it's just a basic toothpaste, don't.
I mean, you could try. Just start with like a simple crest.
Don't.
And then move up into like the teeth whitening if you need to see if it's skin eating.
Or test it on your foot, not on your face. But don't use it.
I kind of wish that I had put it like on your forehead and spelled a word out.
Yeah.
No, that would have been terrible.
Yeah, but I still.
Well,
I
was actually thinking of like when you put the sun screen on and you write a word and then you go out and then it's written in white, or I'm sorry, it's written in the opposite color of sunburn. So if you go write a name on your skin and you write any word and then you go outside and get sunburned,
right? It's like a stencil.
Your original skin color will be that color, like, and it'll be red all around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're welcome. I feel like we should hear applause here, and I shouldn't have to press a button for it. Like, we should just hear them talking and clapping because it's so appropriate.
So Basket Noodle is saying, I guess in reply to us, saying
Bearded
absolutely.
Picker will take good care of my donuts. He sells Bearded. You know what? I didn't even think of that. Do you sell food on Amazon that you source separately from?
Food?
Do you? I'm kind of guessing. I'm kind of coming in right there and guessing that's what he's referring to. But is that saying that you sell food on Amazon that you buy while out picking? So from what I was picking up, because I've actually been listening to Bearded, he's been out on the road and he's been out of town, like on a pick.
Oh, yeah, in a big old pick.
Yeah, traveling around. But I understand that he buys a lot of wholesale stuff still while he's out traveling.
Oh, tiny.
So does he actually buy food item products to resell? Yeah.
I saw somebody
because we bought weird food on Amazon before.
Yeah, we did.
We couldn't find it.
We were a little like, this is weird. But I
like
saw
the macadamia nuts from Costco sometimes end up on Amazon because
people resell Costco stuff for obscene prices
on Amazon, and I don't know if they don't have a Costco around them or.
Yeah.
And then I wonder how old is this stuff? Like, is it like the things? So I couldn't find. I needed to find fruit pies once. They were an emergency. I needed to find like disgusting fruit pies that have weird stuff in them. I needed those really bad a few years ago. We needed to find, because they stopped making Kool-Aid with sugar in it. This is during the pandemic when we had to like live all of our life's dreams before we died. And we could not, they stopped making the sugared, like in those big packets where it had sugar and Kool-Aid. You could buy the canisters, but you couldn't buy like grape in the big packages with pre-sugared. I don't think you can buy those anymore at all. It's very important. But anyway, we bought all this crap on Amazon. I just assumed it was in this big, beautiful, clean warehouse. That's all I'm saying.
It was probably in someone's basement in the bin.
It was in somebody's basement bin. I just forgot to think about that. That's all. But food. Interesting thing, because you'd want to kind of keep a tighter supply chain around the food. Maybe? No?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But, yeah.
Oh, dear. I have food. I have sold food.
Okay.
So you don't sell food necessarily.
I just saw somebody was selling a whole bunch of bags of those Ghirardelli white chocolate peppermint bark.
Ooh, for Christmas ones, you mean?
Yeah.
No, our Christmas.
Yeah. The bags, you know, like the white and red striped bags.
Yeah, so it's a little older, but you can't get it anywhere now. So maybe somebody wants to get that. Or I did see, what was somebody saying? Biff Boffo saying Beard pushes that mincemeat. Good point, though. After the holidays, you can't get mincemeat. It's still good till next September. And I happen to know this for a fact. No, it's not. I know that mincemeat.
It's only good for a year about?
It's probably made in September because it's always September or November of the next year. I think mincemeat only has November goodbye dates on it. Goodbye bar. Goodbye dates. Goodbye figs.
Silver hair. Beard sells big girl edible panties.
That's right. He does sell some.
There is no such thing as price gouging in a free market, just whiners.
I mean, I think price gouging is a term given by the government when they think that you're charging too much for something in a time period where you're not allowed to be charging too much. I don't think you can gouge in a free market when everything's legitimate.
Well, during the pandemic, eBay was
had price gouging policies.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they did.
So that's price gouging. But right now, you charge as much as you can get for anything. And in our case, on eBay, it's charged as little as you can get for everything.
Well, if someone's willing to pay for it, then there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. Know? And if you can trick, manipulate, that's our job, by the way. Selling is tricking, manipulating somebody to pay more than you paid for something. Because otherwise, if you're just Mr. Honest, you're just like, hey, here's how much I paid for this. I'm not going to charge you for my gas or anything. Just pay for what I paid for it. That's it.
Jen is saying, I saw TJ Maxx rice snacks on eBay for $29.99. And I have to say, I don't know why, but I feel weird buying food at TJ Maxx. I think we bought like maybe candy once, but there's other stuff, and I'm like, wow, no. B
Nudes is saying, here's the picture, Primo. Black Friday and heaps of sellers scarfing things up with the intent of resale for profit, fouling supply chains, angry customers, price gouging, and more. So you're talking about the when people go out and do the retail arbitrage, that messes. And I remember Basket Noodle really saying, I mean, even months ago saying this thing's coming up, this Main Street thing, and just saying the retail arbitrage does mess with the system, but it's a system set up by the manufacturers. TJ Maxx does not get that crap without the manufacturer giving it to them. So TJ Maxx is buying straight from manufacturer closeouts. And their whole point is to liquidate this crap as quickly and as expeditiously as possible to get the next load of crap that, by the way, exists because companies make too much crap because that's the way the system operates. So I don't know if you can really fault retail arbitrage for it.
Well, right.
But it is the reason.
But the internet is what has caused this. I mean, think people were buying Elmos and reselling them for, people buy anything they think is going to be popular for Christmas and resell it. But
yeah, we still have
the internet made that all possible.
My horn can pierce the sky.
What's that?
That was Michael Scott. He had one of those things on The Office. And Dwight was selling them all. I can't remember the name of the thing, but my horn will pierce the sky it was some sort of a thing with a horn on it.
And what is Benny saying?
FYI, if you sell on Amazon, just because you can list it on Amazon does not mean you have the right to sell it on Amazon. It expects you to know what you're allowed to sell and what you're not.
Right.
I mean, I guess personal responsibility for anything, They're making this more and more like that, where you just have to know what you're doing. And the hand holding is over. I think we can all agree on up until last year, maybe even. eBay held our hands to build their platform, and then they were like, yoink. They're like just pulled away really quick, and then we're like, oh, mommy, where are you? And we're like lost on Target somewhere. And we got to go ask the lady who looks like she works there, but nope, she doesn't work there. And off you go on human trafficking journey. That's what's happening. No. I feel like I'm being human trafficked by
Kent
eBay right
was
now.
saying eBay fees are cheap for what you get. Try it on your own.
No.
Paul's like, nope.
I definitely can. I have the unfortunate problem of seeing arguing both sides. I can argue both sides of anything, and that's sometimes very frustrating. It makes me a very annoying person. So don't argue.
And then Benny or Baskin Noodle was saying, Benny, what really needed is online reseller law for authorized and authorized sellers, and
eBay is not human trafficking anybody, by the way. I take that back. Completely back. I rewind that.
As it sits, there is a full court press being assembled against third-party unauthorized sellers. And then Benny is saying, actually, I know many think there should be less government involved, but just like every sector of business has regulations, there has to be some type of department that regulators e-com.
Seems to be like the problem everywhere in everything is you make a lot of rules. Governments, everybody's making rules. Companies, everybody makes rules, but nobody enforces them. You know why? Because we're all sort of a little bit anti-rule. So enforcing rules requires enforcement. And I just don't think anybody's up to enforcing stuff any at all. The only thing gets enforced is my eBay fees. All right. Thank you. Actually, I put these here so I could be faster to the draw with those, but yet here I am. eBay is a selling platform, not a court, right? And then that's if you want to talk about increasing cost of operating your business, make it more customer service intensive for sure. They want to get rid of that. Nice feet, Pokes. You see his rear feet there, just sticking out. Those are. What the heck?
He is. He
really
completely lost his skeleton.
I feel like I need to just show this. So that's what we deal with over here. Look at is that like toilet paper behind you? Or
no,
something?
those are my slippers.
Okay, they look like toilet paper.
It's a tiny nose.
Look at that thing.
It's a tiny feet. Up his butt.
Yeah, it's like, how are you supposed to get any work done when you got that little guy sitting right there? I do actually get a lot of work.
During the Tickle Me Elmo craze in 96-7, 2 guys were actually fist fighting over the toy, and one of the Elmos sitting on the shelf started giggling. True story. Benny, I think the issue is if they enforce it, it will hurt some and not others if they did start.
I remember around the same time. Remember when we were in the store and we were trying to get Turbo Man and they only had his faithful sidekick Booster? Remember that?
Yeah.
And the postman hit us in the head with the rubber ball. That was crazy.
Biff is saying, I heard Wayfair is going brick and mortar soon. The finger's in the way. Soon. Yeah.
Fickle finger. Wayfair, yeah, I mean we bought stuff from them.
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, but we did.
Yeah, the Cabbage Patch Kid craze.
We actually bought Blue Dot stuff through Wayfair. So obviously Wayfair is TJ Maxx, but for like, nice stuff. Because the Blue Dot was like a wool. We bought those round ottomans.
Yeah.
They're like a color. And then we got like 3 of them. So one of them's bigger and is kind of like a table as well as being, and it's wool. It's really nice. Blue Dot, whatever. Came from Wayfair. And these other 2 smaller ones were not Blue Dot. That's the end of the story.
Dendicor, gotta run. Thank you for being here.
Aloha. Have a great day running your bricks to mortar. Hope you have a great day and happy sales.
Enjoy the weather.
Is it beautiful down there too?
Yeah, no rain. Nice. It said in the first day in a week. Need to bale some hay on the back.
Seriously?
Bake some hay on the back. Bale.
On the back 40. Bale some hay. Come on, sweetie. You're from Vermont. You were born in a barn. Don't you know? It's farm stuff. Didn't you have to milk the cow when you were born? On your way to school?
Bale, though baking also sounds nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta bale some hay on the back 40. What's the rear 40?
The problem
Acres.
is the numbers in
acres.
2018 estimated 40 to 60 billion in arbitrage. What it is now is likely far, far higher. If it were Walmart, could undercut, say, Target left and right, put out of business. I'm reading everything back from the bottom up.
So that's
Amy. Yes,
that's kind of the thing that we always come to is that there's two paths diverge in the wood, right? It's the reselling road, and there's at least 2 paths. Of course, everybody's reselling business is different, but when it comes down to these kind of conversations, it always occurs to me there's 2 different things. There's us running a boutique of resellers. We're running boutiques. We're selling vintage items, and then there's people like Bearded who are running, and I don't mean this in a negative way, and some people take it this way, but I don't. I just mean it. You're running Walmart. You're doing Walmart. So there's
it's
boutique
everyday
and there's Walmart
items.
There's other things too, but I'm saying that it's newer, new items,
right? New product, new inventory stuff.
And the best way to sell them is a lot of them, as least expensive as you can, so you can move more product.
But
and then we're on the other side of that.
You're moving more and you're making more. So.
You're moving more and making more. And then you have the other side of that where you're selling essentially one-off items or vintage items where you just can't go buy them. So we're always trying to sort of make sense out of all these rules that are not necessarily meant for us, but yet they affect us. So we have to be aware of them and try to navigate.
Yeah, I don't know if we were selling more of the everyday new items.
Do we mix it?
I don't think we would.
It's a different thing.
I think there would be too much competition around here.
Well, you have that. You have products, new products. Then you could have new clothing resellers. Those are very separate.
We don't have a lot of resources around here for buying.
Disagree. I disagree.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
we're
for
in New
buying
England.
for buying new.
You're talking
goods.
about that you can walk to from our house? We're in New England.
No, I'm saying if we were to sell new items, we don't have a lot of resources. We don't have Amazon, whatever.
Sweetie, all you got to do is just drive out of Burlington. I mean, we've got Manchester, New Hampshire. You've got Boston. You've got Montreal, all within 3 hours. I think anyone who's a reseller would say that we are in a very good place
for buying things in bulk, like
Sure.
pallets of stuff.
Yeah.
Although,
I know, I've
again,
seen it.
Bearded is traveling. He's, on an exhibition.
Yeah, he's on a mission to find cheap crap to sell.
So he has to.
It's a whole. He's living a
he has to
different.
drive away too.
It's a different world than we are currently in. But there will come a day when all of our hoard is fracked, and then what?
And even Stoic, he goes out of town too to buy his inventory.
Well, these guys obviously did not make a giant pile for 24 years that they have to like dig out from underneath.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I'm just really sick of my pile. I'm just really sick of my stuff. So I need to sell it. I want to sell it, but I'm really sick of it. So it might be better to have newer stuff sometimes. All Bearded stuff has to fit in that box, though. He's got one box. Everything has to fit in.
And Basket Noodle was saying the problem is they look at, is it stomping the fingers in the way again? Stomping out cottage sellers versus addressing the problems proper. And then Benny is replying saying, yes, 100%. It's much more money maker now. But what I think happened is Amazon cracked down on retail arbitrage. So all those sellers went to other platforms.
And they cracked down on the retail arbitrage. You're saying by doing asking for receipts and so forth, right? That's the method of cracking down, I assume.
And Kent is saying yes, retail arbitrage can quickly become a job. And Benny, so the retail arbitrage spread out from Amazon to across the internet to other platforms. So now brands want to nip it in the bud. They had it under control on Amazon, but it's gotten out of control on other platforms. Okay. And Kent was saying commodities.
Yeah,
work. Called work.
That's a 4-letter word.
Brands are now literally in full court press. Nearly every association is in favor of regulatory measures.
I wish that there was just a way for human beings not to be so, you got a problem, so let's not just address that problem, but let's like overreach and go way over to the other side of the problem to therefore create a backlash and another problem that then needs to be overcome through another overreaching sort of thing.
It's a domino effect. In eBay Life was saying, perfect reason that if you set on selling new, try to focus on non-branded goods that you don't fall under this situation.
Yeah,
Record Crate,
I think
Aloha.
It's going to be, in the future, it's going to be even, obviously, we're talking about that right now. It's just going to become more difficult. So then it becomes an issue of, do you want to, why not become an authorized dealer? I don't know what the expenses are incurred in that. I hear people throw out thousands of dollars. Is it $1,000? Is it $2,000? Is it every year? Is it a one-time license? Like, how does that work? Because it may just be an investment in your business you need to make if you're going to sell these things and keep the entire reselling community. They're going to come up with something. But if you choose to go into that particular business model, it may come with a couple of licenses. Am I wrong? Well, I'm not wrong, but I'm just saying, is that acceptable to those in that position? That's the question.
Yeah, my mind just went down this rabbit hole.
Did it go down a rabbit hole or a chihuahua? Oh, chihuahua hole. Now, I look at these feet every day, and I remember getting rabbit's feet as a kid, like rabbit's foot keychains. They were green or something, but I'm pretty sure rabbit's feet are actually just like little dog feet.
Oh, stop.
There could be anything, though, because his feet look exactly like the rabbit's foot. I remember it.
So, tiny. I mean, just being in retail, for one, you have to establish yourself if you want net terms.
Yeah. Yes.
So you have
this
to
is
pay
kind of what
for
I'm saying.
everything up front at wholesale.
You don't have a
costs,
bricks and mortar, but shouldn't you still have to sort of be in that same process of what you're talking about?
Right, but you may not want to commit to doing business with this brand. It's just you want a big bunch of crap to then resell. You don't want to. But anyhow, that's why I'm saying my brain just went down this whole rabbit hole. But if you get authorization, like this one YouTuber, eBayer, that had a whole bunch of boat parts, did end up getting authorization to sell all of this inventory that they got from like a store that closed. And they did get authorization. And so it could just be like one-off things for a certain batch.
Like Kent says, work. I mean, sometimes the work isn't just going to be finding the stuff. Sometimes it's going to be, securing the, I mean, it sounds crazy, but when you're buying new stuff, when you're selling new stuff, sometimes you're going to have to secure the rights from the rights holder. It's like music or anything else. I mean, to a certain extent. If it's new in the package. But so if I have something that's 60 years old and the company's still around, should I have to deal with, what's a good example of that? NOS, anything new, old stock. Should you have to get the permission from anybody for NOS stuff? We're going to answer this question right now through a couple of hmms. And then we're going to
Ryan was saying that one time he got a rabbit foot and he opened it up and it ended up being some weird toy inside it, and it was wrapped in fake fur.
That's not fake fur, Ryan. That was a delicious chihuahua.
Rabbit's Biff is saying a rabbit's foot is such a grisly talisman. We were barbarians. Mine was purple.
Yeah, exactly. And they were so cool. They were so cool back in the day. I mean, they had a lot of rabbit's feet. It's like, I guess there's 4 per rabbit, but still.
And Basket Noodle is saying, but understand, they're not targeting flea markets or used tire stores or co-ops, consignment stores. They are targeting online open marketplaces specifically.
Well, yes. But can you imagine if Gucci had like a dude that went around to flea markets? I mean, there's only so much they can do, but they could discourage it from getting into flea markets.
Paul Rose is
by having resellers not get permission to sell it, so they wouldn't buy it.
Paul is very disappointed. We are very serious today. We've only covered poop. There hasn't been any boobs or death.
Oh no! Okay, I gotta be creative.
So death, bunny rabbits.
Well, we did talk about bunny, chihuahua feet. Does that count, Paul? Let's see. Correct, because it's online. Yeah. Well, easy to find. Yes. And Basket Noodles, to me, that's BS. The used tire dealer selling Goodyear tires practically fine. New used whenever, but I'll sell them on eBay and I get a trademark strike. Wait. So the used tire dealer selling Goodyear's tires perfectly fine. New used, whatever, but I'm selling them on eBay. Then I get a trademark strike.
So he's saying a tire dealer can sell Goodyear tires perfectly fine, new, used, whatever they are, but I try to sell them on eBay and I get a trademark strike.
Well, not if they're used. So my laws, when I make all the laws with my giant fist of destiny, you can sell used anything. There's companies have no first sale doctrine. What's that called? Which is kind of mixed up in this somehow, but you most certainly should have Aloha Curious Collection.
Huh. Oh, look at what Curious Collection is saying, that flea markets by them do not allow knocked off type items, big brands, bags posted all over the place.
But can it be enforced? I mean, the biggest problem is I think in our particular world, this is going to be my most political statement I've ever made, but I already made it today already, which is that
chew bubble gum.
When you have so many, you've got rules, and then you've got, I don't know, maybe common sense isn't common. We know that, but you have a lot of rules because people don't necessarily understand how to behave. So you have all these rules in the government, then you have all these rules in your businesses and everything else, but there's not really a valid way to enforce anything. So then people think that rules are stupid. And I know I do, because I drive at 26 miles an hour and at 25. I don't even have I am a scofflaw. Every single day I'm breaking hundreds of laws. Well, at least one. I drive 26 and 25. So then what's the meaning of the rules? And I think that's more where we're at right now. I think that we're struggling with feeling like we even want to obey laws, obey rules, follow what, best practices. I think we're just in this kind of mixed up place in the world.
So, you know what? When over in the UK, eBay took away the selling fees for clothing, right? It was selling fees?
Wait, what? I'm reading stuff. I can't. I have to
selling fees or listing fees for clothing. For people selling their own clothing, as long as you weren't a business. eBay took away the selling fees.
Oh, no. You have to pay selling fees to sell stuff, I think.
And
that's part of my.
I'm trying to make a point. In the UK, right? They took away the fees. Correct?
Wait. Yes, I think private sales for 1,000 pieces per month.
Okay, right. But there was like some wording that I really focused on, and they were saying, it could be something new that you received as a gift, or something you bought, new with tags.
It could be new with tags
that you decided you didn't want. Yes. But they were specifically saying you sell used items. It's used items, like almost saying like put it in used, even though it has tags or it's still new. Yes. And I have actually seen on some of my eBay groups where people are like, oh, I got zeroed. They told me, the item
because it was
new. Zeroed. And they said, but I relisted it and put it under used and now okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
So categorizing new things under new can get...
That's sidestepping the reality, because they're not enforcing it under the used category. They're only enforcing it under the new category, even though it's a new thing, but they don't want you to sell it as new because they want to be able to sell things as new. Look at the brand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't see anything wrong with that.
No.
I don't. I mean, I don't. It does seem like certain industries, certain categories of people who are resellers in those categories are going to get slowed down. But quite frankly, I've been slowed down. So everybody deserves a nice big hurdle. If I'm going to have a hurdle, everybody's going to have a hurdle. Not really, but I do think that I've heard a lot of talk about pivoting and adjusting. So I'm sure people who are in those categories are much more adept at pivoting, and they can change their merchandise. We're just stuck with all of our crap right now. And I did see that Kira's Collection says not illegal unless you get caught. Which, yes, I do. I really think that has a lot to do with the state of affairs of the world right now. It's just that there's
I'm not a risk taker like that.
Well, you're not. You follow you just like give me the rules. I'll follow them. I don't even need to question them.
I like rules and structure.
I'm totally opposite in the sense that I question every single thing I see. I'm like, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? 15 whys later, I'm not to the bottom of the answer. I'm going to ask why again.
Or I like guidelines. And guidelines are just a guide.
But you won't, it's hard for you to make risk. Your risk assessment is don't take risks. I mean, that's like you're kind of like, can I get ahead in this? Is it risky?
That's what you're for.
I ain't doing it. Yeah, I'll just sit here. You go do it. And then I'll go out and run right into traffic.
Jovial. It says, Pokey is such an awesome pooch. Have you all ever pulled a Hugo the abominable snowman and squeezed a Tootsie Roll out of him?
Oh, we do lots of little tortures. He is so sweet, you can't even torture him. I want to roll him up like a burrito, carry him around like a swaddled little baby Jesus. I want to do a lot of things to him, but he's so precious. He looks at you like, Daddy, are you hurting me? Are you hurting me, Daddy? And I'm like, no, I'm not hurting you. I'm loving you. And then I can't. So he's a very, very sweet little guy. And he's like hard to even so joke precious. With.
Yeah.
Like he's so innocent and perfect.
He really is.
So Basket says, retail arbitrage isn't illegal, right? Contractor charged me for the wood at Lowe's to build my shed, but Home Depot, okay, and this Basket Needle always points this out too.
Okay.
This is some shady crap for sure. But Home Depot, a competitor, is buying up Lowe's wood to make it a higher price, that kind of stuff.
I read about that and how that's illegal, where other companies go out and do that to each other.
So if you guys are feeling a little, you're not feeling good, go outside. Go outside, pretend you're J-Lo, and you'll feel better. Pop out your chat. I just think pop out your chat's funny. And she does a good job of it. And she's wearing a onesie or a bodysuit.
Oh, excuse me.
Was that you and Tom? Jeez, what was that?
That was totally a burp, like right here in my throat. Basket Noodle is saying that the Shop Safe does not differentiate between new and used. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only so much that we can do.
Thank you, eBay Life and Husty's Emporium. They're saying yes, all fees are over in the UK for clothing, private sellers.
Let's see. It is policed. Wait, Basket Noodle is saying that the flea market here is policed literally, like by police. That's cray. Up here in Vermont, we don't have any. We're just running around. We've like people with bazookas in their pocket. We don't even care up here.
WTF was saying, Primo, do you also drive slow on the fast lane?
No.
He doesn't ever drive
slow.
Boo.
What are you talking about? I'm a very neighborhood friendly driver. So in our neighborhood, I'm super just mellow, like,
oh, right, but no.
How dare you fast people? I'm just like, I let people cross. I'm just like Mr. McFeely.
Yeah, where people might know who you are because...
Yeah. When I get on the freeway, I'm just like, out of my way, beep, 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 out of my way, see? And yeah, there'll be like somebody doing 75 in the fast lane, and I'm just like, I don't care if we die, I'm riding this guy's bumper. No, I don't do that either. But I do like to go fast on the freeway.
Nukem voice.
In my out of my way. I'm here to chew bubble gum and make friends, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Where's my Stay Perky?
Stay Perky.
So
never trust a fart over 50. Oh, totally. That has not happened yet, but I expect it at some point.
No, Jovial.
Oh wait, poop. Oh wait.
So that's the poop.
We've talked about poop twice now.
We can talk about it as many times as we want. We covered it. I guess we're just down to boobs.
Driving Miss Banshee. Yes.
Driving Miss Crazy over here. She has air brakes.
Motorcycle dog, jovial juggler, or if you're riding a motorcycle,
just trust me. I can imagine motorcycle dork because your butt gets numb, so you can't really tell, and so you're just like, I'm just gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this one inside for now, till I get somewhere where I could be standing or something. Because I know from riding a motorcycle that you just get very vibratey, not in a good way down there. It's just like it's very just like moving, like being in a car for too long and you step on the ground and you're like, oh gosh.
I'll never forget that time we were on the open marketplace here in town, and it's like a cobblestone, and we're with our friends, and all of a sudden our friend just stopped. Our friend was wearing shorts, like ankle or knee length shorts, and he just stopped. And I remember I was like, what's happening? And I looked down and I was like, oh, a bird just crapped on him. No. He wasn't wearing underwear under his shorts, and he crapped on himself.
He crapped his own pants. And then he had to go into it was horrible.
It was.
And then we stopped being friends with him because we were like, this is so gross. I can never wash this out of my own mind. And we had to go like buy him pants and stuff. And he was in the bagel store, in the bathroom. And then there was people that couldn't get in the bathroom because he had
waiting for new clothing.
He blew out.
Oh my god.
This is literally 30 years ago.
Jovial jugglers, motorcycle dirt. The car behind you need to use your windshield wiper.
That is so gross. I totally get it though. I've never thought about it before, but now Motorcycle Dork has given us our second lesson of the day. You never need to do this now. Do not fart on a motorcycle over 50. I actually didn't even qualify. Just don't fart on a motorcycle. You're not sure what's going to happen.
And then back to business, Ken and Basket
Yes,
Noodle
WTF. I love the Autobahn.
Are still talking business here, and Kent is saying, and you want them to protect you, and Basket Noodle is saying, no, I want them to stop the brakes on the Shop Safe Act, and Kent says, if you want to biz the correct way is CPA, LLC, and invest in brands you want to sell in your market.
Yeah.
And
I agree. I do agree with so that's my own personal if you're going to do a business, if you're going to have a business, you kind of want to be good at your business. If I was in the business where I was selling these brands, I wanted to sell these brands, I specifically want to sell these brands, I would do it legitimately because ultimately I want to sell those brands. I don't know what that was. It just popped up. In other words, I find I like doing business. I like businesses. And if I created a business specifically to sell clothing, I would be a pretty good clothing seller because I would be into selling clothing. And I would consider that a best practice where you would be completely legitimate seller and go right to the company and get the permission to sell them and then sell the crap out of the brand and just win that way. I do also, of course, understand how going to TJ Maxx and finding a whole bunch of stuff that is going to sell for twice or three times as much and buying it and then hoping to sell it is also fun. But maybe that's just not the way the future is going to roll out. It's going to be more difficult to do that. It sounds like.
It will be interesting to see how this all evolves. Because there's been times I've been in TJ Maxx and I'm like, oh, look, we could buy these and probably resell them. But
and always wear an undershirt too on when you're on a motorcycle. I'm not sure why you would do that, but in the 80s, Motorcycle Dork, I drove a Vespa in the 80s. I had a Rally 200, which was a pretty beefy Vespa, the biggest Vespa they had, 200 cc's. And in California, you didn't. I can't remember if in the 80s you had to have a motorcycle license yet. At 200 cc's, you might have. I forget, but. I got stung by a bee because I was wearing like a, 80s big flowy 80s shirt and a bee went right down my shirt and stung me. And I still have like a scar from it because it was so intense. It's PTSD. I don't know if that's why though. I'm curious. I want to know why the undershirt though. Motorcycle Dork D.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Kent was saying that having to
call Mercedes,
having
BMW,
a right
Apple.
to sell anywhere and to anyone, you will not be an authorized reseller for any high level brand. Call BMW, Mercedes, Apple.
Oh, you can.
They will.
The whole point is that you can sell all those brands. You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to build an actual bricks and mortar car dealership. You're gonna have to work for years. You're going to have to put it in a place that people want BMWs and Mercedes. You're going to have to do a lot of things. But we have a Automaster here in Vermont. They sell BMW, Porsche, Mercedes. They're the only authorized people in Vermont. Did you just yawn at me?
Yeah, but a lot of brands like, Breitling, Rolex, they aren't just letting any fine jewelry store or store sell their crap.
No.
You need to
prove yourself before they even listen to you.
They look at your business. They
smell your motorcycle seat.
Yeah. Wait, major win. For me, I keep become an authorized dealer. Lives in the same place as have a boss you answer to in the same place in my brain.
No. Yes. But if you want to sell these things, that may be what you have to do. So, if you want to sell these things in the future, you're going to have to get a boss. I mean, we're talking about some very specific situations, but ultimately, I don't particularly see a problem. With that said, there's probably a huge problem, but I don't see a problem with people having to jump through some hoops for certain brands, and the fact that some people aren't going to be able to sell certain brands. Some people are not going to be able to do what they want to do. And you're yawn twice. You know what that means. We can't go for 3 yawns. That will devastate me. So it's been 2 hours, so we can stop now.
Yeah,
because she's already napping. Her eyes are open, but I painted her eyes on the outside of her eyelids, so she's actually asleep right now.
And then Benny was saying, Kent, that is why you have to pay what they want to be their authorized reseller and gain Amazon. And again, Amazon expects sellers to know this before listing on their site. And then Basket replies, he does all off-lease laptops, CAD, Alienware desktops. Major win. Might be true, but don't have to like it. Haha. Kent, that's correct. Jovial. Undershirts are just like carrying smaller dollar bills with you all time. Isn't just for yard selling. Oh.
Thank you. That's probably the answer. Oh, that's gross. But yeah, I believe that. We haven't had a car that doesn't have a little safety kit of a new thing we added to our super TMI, but doesn't matter.
3 strikes, you're out. 3 yawns, you're out.
You did. Okay, we got to go. Bye. Last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to leave you with this little nugget of truth, and that is
Benny, Basket Noodle and Kent, finish your convo with each other.
Then
we're going to
go.
end soon.
Is that you should... Oh, no, I forgot. Thanks.
Oh, no.
I know what it was. Is that I broke my leg last year. So in March of last year, I broke my leg. Ankle. And it has metal and screws in it and everything. And so I couldn't get up all the time to go pee every time I had to go pee. So we got a urinal, like a little bucket, and and then you pee into it, and it works great. It's a great thing. And I'm like, this changed my life. I'm never going to go to the bathroom again. I can just sit at my desk and use my urinal.
Never going to go to the bathroom. Never going to.
But I realized that I didn't really like that, and it was kind of fun to be able to get up and go to the bathroom and not have to wash out a pee jug every 5 seconds. Anyway, bottom line is, it also came with a female attachment-y thing, and now we leave it in the car for any sort of road emergency that you might get into, a sneaky little situation where you're on the road. Maybe you're in traffic. You can't get out. It could be a million reasons. You got your own place to pee right in your car. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Olsen, thanks for being here.
Thanks for...
Paul Rose, Major Win, Basket Noodle, Kent, Jovial, Flippin' Ain't Easy, Josh, Ryan, 6x6. So, Paul Rose, did I say, I'm repeating people now, Benny Stratton.
Yeah, here you go. Go say Jovial Juggler, Kent, we said Basket Noodle, Motorcycle Dork, Ryan, WTF.
Amy.
Amy's so many, and then there's more and
to
more.
Everyone else that's watching.
Cheers Collection!
Aloha!
We love you guys. Have a great week.
Stay perky.
And stay perky. See you on Wednesday.